Morning there, ladies and germs. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to get the truck bed off of a Ford Ranger 2007 two-wheel drive Ford Ranger by yourself using junk you have laying around the garage. It is honestly easier to do it with two people, but you don't always have two people. My first thing that I do is I have this engine lifting plate screwed to the header above my garage door. These are pretty cheap. You can get these at, I don't know, I think I got this one at O'Reilly's for like $15 or something like that. And then I have this high strength webbed strap. I don't honestly know what the rating is on this guy, but do your homework and use something appropriate. I actually lift engine blocks with this little red strap right here. Years ago, I bought this Amazon chain fall, and it was pretty cheap, and I can't remember, there was something small wrong with it, and I don't remember what it was anymore because it was years ago, but anyways, they gave me my money back and told me to keep it. So I still have that thing. That's what we're going to use to actually lift the bed off the truck. Before anybody freaks out, Ranger beds weigh like 150 pounds. They're really light. So there's the old Ranger. I'm gonna get it backed into position here. We're now ready to take the bed off the Ranger. I'm gonna show you just how easy it is to do this by yourself. There's three things that need to happen. We gotta take the 6 bed bolts out. Okay, you got 4 in the back and then 2 up front. This is an aftermarket Ranger bed bolt kit because I've already had this bed off before. You can get these bed kits on Amazon or eBay for like $20. And I would consider them disposable. The reason why that is because it switches it over to an Allen instead of Torx. Normally these would be a T55. So if you're trying to get your stock bolts out, T55 Torx. 99% of the time, the front 2 bed bolts are going to be welded into the clip nuts on the frame. When I say welded, rusted. So just, if you've never had your bed off before, just plan on cutting the heads off. You're going to need to get yourself a cheap Harbor Freight angle grinder with the appropriate attachment. If you're going to use a thick wheel like this, you could just grind the heads off. It's also possible to drill the heads off. Whatever you need to do. I cut them off personally with the angle grinder using a thin cutoff disc. This guy right here. So, bed bolts, 7mm. Take your 3 filler neck bolts off. And then the only other thing that you need to do is there's one connector right there. Unplug that connector and that disconnects the bed wire harness from the frame. In my case, since I have a custom roll pan on this truck, I also have to unscrew the license plate light, which I've already done. Those bolts are coated in anti-seize. These will likely never get stuck again. And when you're putting your bed back on, don't over tighten these bolts. A lot of people are going to say, well, why don't you just drop the tank? Dropping the tank sucks. Filler neck's loose. Okay, I'm gonna get that main connector unhooked. We'll get our straps in place and we'll start lifting. All right, we're all configured, ready to start lifting. I'm gonna grab a big towel or something to throw on the bed floor so I don't have to listen to the chain fall chain beating the snot out of the floor. What can we put in there? I think I read somewhere that some of the Rangers have an axle vent that could be clipped to the bed. On this truck, the axle vent tube is clipped to the frame. Trying not to scratch up my roll pan. You won't have that problem on a normal Ranger bed. Okay, with my current arrangement, that's as high as I can go. Obviously, I could probably re-rig this in a couple different ways to get it up higher than this, but it's more than enough room to work under there. I probably will brace this up a little bit with some 2x4s or something, just to make sure that this thing's not going to fall down on me. So I'm going to get the work done that I need to on this fuel tank, and then we'll bolt the bed back down. So our job is complete. We're ready to put the bed back on. This was my safety prop rod so that there was no way the bed could fall on me. Little kickstand. I am going to go ahead and put the truck in neutral and roll it forward about 4 inches, maybe 5 inches, and see if that'll help me get it set back onto the truck a little easier without tearing up my roll pan. Let's get this bed put back on. These Ranger beds have a lot of slop to them. To get your rough alignment, I usually just sight down through the holes, and you can see the nuts down in there. This side might be off just a little bit, but we'll get her. I'm going to start some screws in the filler neck. Okay, we're ready to start the bolts back in. All right, I'm going to spend about 20 minutes being super anal lining this bed back up on the frame so that it's square and body lines are good. Yeah, just one quick, easy way on how to get your Ranger bed on and off your truck when you're by yourself. And replacement bolts, and all I got to do is tighten those up, hook the electrical connector back up, put my license plate back on, and we are back in business. Hopefully this helps you figure out how to get your Ranger bed on and off your truck. If so, leave me a comment, and always try to respond to everybody that I can. We'll see y'all on the next one.